What will the Golden Knights' identity be this season? This topic will be addressed and much, much more on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Vegas Vic, Chris Golick. I like that shirt, bro. From Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by Gametime. Download the Gametime app and use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase. Chris, with all of these new pieces, VGK will be inserting this upcoming season in the lineup. We have to wonder what the Golden Knights' identity might be. Regardless of who is on the ice, Bruce Cassidy wants his team to win board battles. He wants them to forecheck. He wants them to go to the net. That would mean VGK would have to have a physical presence as an identity. Honestly, that's the identity that Cassidy wants. Is that what Cassidy receives?
I think the main focus this season has to be on the team's biggest strength, which is going to be defense and hopefully goaltending. I say hopefully because Adin Hill, we don't know how reliable he'll be and how many games he's going to play. And then Samsonov, I could see him having 47 games in a very serviceable season, as much as I can see him having 26 games and being not being a great player with great results and causing drama in the locker room, and anything in between can happen. So focusing on the defense, the Golden Knights need to create an identity of being an extremely difficult team to play against when the Golden Knights are in their defensive zone. Very good defensive core still intact. It's aging a little bit, obviously, starting with Pietrangelo, but Noah Hannafin hopefully is going to balance that out. I'm still high on Shea Theodore this season, assuming everything stays status quo as far as him being with the Vegas Golden Knights. McNabb getting up there, but again, 82 games last season, should have a very serviceable year. White Cloud, I expect to kind of be on the comeback tour, not his best year last year. And of course, Nick Hague seemed to take some major steps forward, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to find a way to get him in the top four and the top two defensive pairings. So defense for me is where the identity needs to start from. But again, like you said, Cassidy, that's the first thing he probably talks to the players about in the camp, especially the newer players and the younger guys. It's winning those board battles and winning those races. And this is where you miss a player like Paul Cotter. Paul Cotter did have some issues as far as consistency, but Paul Cotter in a board battle, Paul Cotter in a race for a loose puck, not a lot of players who are going to beat him in one of those short, 8-foot sprints to a puck.
We know that Cassidy is a very good coach. I think that this is his most challenging season since he's been here. He's going to have to make some alterations with his team. Again, the system that we know of. And yes, that defensive core is where he needs to start to build his team. I have to agree with you. And part of the identity for VGK, Chris, has been that they like to roll out 4 lines. They need 4 consistent lines this upcoming season. And again, he's just going to have to outcoach opponents, if you will.
No doubt. And, an important year for players like Brett Howden, who we're going to talk a little bit about in the third segment, even a Keegan Kolesar, someone who is quietly becoming one of the vet leaders of the Vegas Golden Knights. So back to rolling the 4 lines. Yeah, Howden and Kolesar need to have established roles and need to be players that can be counted on night in and night out. Another big part of the Golden Knights' identity that I don't know if they're going to find a way to repeat, it's their rush game. This is where Chandler Stevenson will be deeply missed. Of course, Jonathan March is so as well, but Stevenson obviously a very fast skater. Golden Knights are one of the best teams at turning, making something from nothing as far as a very quick rush play. They get the puck up the ice so quickly, 2-on-1, 3-on-2 breakaways. They're one of the best teams at getting behind most of the other players on the opposition. So we'll see if they can continue to have that. Again, this is where you don't know what you're going to get from Holtz and Olofsson and even a Tanner Pearson now if he's going to break camp, Brendan Brisson, and of course Pavel Dorofeyev. We keep talking about these 4, 5 individuals now who the success of the season, as odd as it sounds, I don't think it rests on the shoulders of Mark Stone and Jack Eichel and Barbashev and Tomas Hertl. I think it really is going to be Brisson, Dorofeyev, Olofsson, and Holtz. What are these guys going to bring to the table? I think if they don't need to have career type of seasons, but if they can have very good seasons, then everything's going to be fine. The Golden Knights will comfortably be in the playoff picture. McCrimmon will make a move in February, and they'll see how far they can get come playoff time. If those 4 or even 5 individuals, if you're going to add Tanner Pearson to that list now, if they don't perform well, it will be a very challenging season for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, it's going to be a skill-based team more than anything else, and they do have a lot of
get some
parts.
grinding. I need to see some grinder this year.
That's what I'm saying.
This year,
they're kind of finesse, and I just went up and down yesterday. I think I messaged you. I think it was yesterday about looking for fights. The number of fights that a lot of these players have had. Olofsson doesn't even show up on the map. I don't know what they're going to do as far as physicality goes, so that's a concern. And then I had a question too, in just thinking about today's show. Did VGK have resilience last year? I think resilience is probably something that you think of when you talk about the Vegas Golden Knights. Was this something that they were lacking last season?
I mean, game 82, let's start there. Now, no one's throwing games in the NHL. Let's make sure we're clear about this, but
except for
fair enough. Game 82 was a very strange game last year as far as resiliency goes, right? I mean, Anaheim Ducks coming to Vegas, Golden Knights win, they move up a spot in the playoff rankings. They would have been Division 3. They would have been the third place in the Pacific if they would have won that game. Now, would they have rather gone up against Edmonton or Dallas? I mean, obviously that's an argument that, is tough to see what would have been better for the Golden Knights. But that said, the Golden Knights had a 2-0 lead. So if we're going to talk resiliency, maybe let's talk about the playoffs. Up 2-0 can't close it out. Sure. I mean, game 6, Aiden Hill goes out there and pitches a shutout. Very resiliency type of game for him there. Very resilient type of game right there, I guess. Team with their backs against the wall put up a very good game. But then game 7, obviously, Marchessault can't score on an empty net. There were some other really good chances out there. And all of a sudden, the Dallas Stars are leading the handshake line and moving on in the playoffs.
Did Stone, in his parking lot selfie at Smith's, did he sort of put in that interview, Alec Martinez, did he throw him under the bus?
What do you say?
I'll have to go back. I'll have to go back and look at it.
I don't know. I don't see Stone as that type, at least not when the camera's going.
I just had to get the Smith's parking lot selfie. And
you just like talk about Smith's. No, I mean, but back to resiliency. I mean, I didn't really feel it last year, and they were the 8th seed. I mean, I guess to a degree, you do look at all the injuries that happened. You look at all the changes in personnel and things like that. So the players adapted as well as they could. And I mean, honestly, again, we're still talking about a team that was up 2-0 on the Dallas Stars. They were up 2-0, and unfortunately, they couldn't close the door. So, yeah, I would have said this team was very, very resilient if they would have come out of that first round, regardless of what would have happened in the second round. But I mean, the Stars were pretty resilient, down 2-0, lose their first 2 games at home and come back. And the Stars still emerged from that series clearly as the better team, in my opinion. I didn't think the teams were that close when you start looking at when you look at the high danger chances. That was a big thing we were talking about. I still feel that DeBoer did a wonderful job in that series. Cassidy did not do as good of a job in that series. So, resiliency last year, no. This year, going to need a lot of resiliency because of all the new players. Everything I said a few minutes ago about the new players coming in and finding a way to continue to be a rush team with the loss of 2 players who were great on the rush.
Yeah, and VGK, this is a team, too, that was built on the response. And so even, in the Stanley Cup season, in the first season, this is a team, they're down, they face adversity, and they come back and they get that goal. And I don't know who that player will be this season that's going to be Mr. Clutch for VGK.
I mean, he's going to be in the second segment, most likely, outside of Jack Eichel. Who's that player going to be? I mean, Mark Stone, I mean, obviously the hope is he's going to, like I'm putting what I say, 75 games, 74 in a hook, 76 in
You're
a hook.
crazy.
I'm high on Stone. I'm not high. I'm high on Stone having a very good
You're high
healthy
end
season this year.
and stoned this early in the
Either
day.
way, whatever it is, Stone, I think is going to have a very good bounce back year from a health perspective. And obviously, if he's healthy, he was a point per game player last season. So I mean, if he can get 70 points some way, somehow for Stone would be absolutely wonderful, whether it's in 65 or 75 or 80 games, that would be absolutely wonderful. As far as who else is going to be that guy, I mean, I don't know, maybe Shea Theodore has that type of season. Maybe he's the guy in the back that does it.
He just got traded away again on the GM on that deal.
Oh yeah,
On
no,
that
yeah.
portal.
I've seen we got deals with the Rangers popping up. We got deals with what was the other New Jersey? What was the other one?
Carlson, they traded away Carlson somewhere. I don't know. They have
Yeah, no, this is
what is that
this is
called?
weird. Like this
You
isn't
know what
mock.
that's called?
I'm not even gonna say the website. It's stupid, but
Okay.
this isn't even like
It's not credible because fans come up like you can say a fan, right? You can say here's a proposed trade, and then suddenly it's reported. I don't understand that.
well,
By a
it's
certain
August
place.
28th. This isn't trade season right now. Let's be clear about this.
It's
This
so
is not
silly
trade
though.
season.
But it's
And
a
all of a
fan just
sudden,
saying, hey, here's a trade that I propose.
yeah, but all of a sudden, like all these trades are popping up in August. This isn't trade season. That's the thing.
No,
I don't know,
none of
like
them are
if people are
credible.
just run out of things to talk about or what. But whatever, it's all good.
Coming up next, projections for Jack Eichel, games played this season, goals, assists. Our projections come your way next, right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Gametime is our sponsor today. Curation makes it easier to save more on sports, on concerts, and comedy, theater, etc. They have all-in pricing, which Chris and I really like. If you toggle this feature, it shows the total amount up front. There's no surprise fees at checkout, and that's what I really do appreciate. The seat views get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price game time guarantee, or they credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time and all sorts of tickets. All you need to do is download the Game Time app today, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your purchase, your first purchase. And we have the Diamondbacks Labor Day offer. Here's the information. You'll receive 50% off tickets to the Dodgers at Arizona Diamondbacks game on Labor Day. For all of our fans in Los Angeles that might drive down to Arizona, our fans that are tuning in there in Arizona, even our fan in the UK that's tuning in today can fly, and then drive to Arizona to check out the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. It's a Game Time exclusive, limited availability supply, and get your tickets while they last. Again, go to Game Time, download the Game Time app today. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL. You'll get $20 off of your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Back on this edition, Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and please make sure that you subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. So today, Mr. Golick, you can check out. I'll be on another podcast. It's a crossover, sort of. But I had to shed my Locked On Golden Knights hat in exchange for, credibility, I guess, or whatever. It's a football podcast. So Locked On Cougs, that's coming out today, previewing UNLV at Houston at the Cougars. I apologize. I was such a smartass, more so than usual last night. So, and recording that. So you have to check that out. Vegas.
I have to watch that. I've never had any interest in that in a college football podcast, but I might watch this one.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest with you. Okay, so Jack Eichel played in every game as a rookie in 2015-16. He played 77 games in 2018 and 19. And really, he hasn't come close since, if you think about it. My guess for this upcoming season, 73 and a hook games. I've got goals there at over, he scored over 30 twice, and they're going to need that scoring output this upcoming season. Uh, so my total would be 30 and a hook on goals and assist. I have 41 and a hook, and I was doing all this homework while I was on the air with Lockdown Cougs last night. So I have a total of 77 and a half points for Jack Eichel, but he's going to have to play more than 70 games this season, I believe, for the team to be effective and to be in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when Eichel's on the ice, there's going to be points to go around. The question is, will he be on the ice? And based off of the last couple of seasons, it's a bit wishy-washy if we're going to get to 70 games with Jack Eichel. Going off of last year's numbers, I'm just going to start with games played, goals, and assist here, and I'll go over under based off of last year's. We'll see how close our numbers line up. 63 games played, 67 the previous season. I'm going over 63. I don't think he's going to fall down into the 50s or anything like that. I really, like you said, Tony, it really needs to be closer to 70 games for Jack Eichel for the team to have a better shot at having a successful 24-25 campaign. So let's go over 63 games played for Eichel. 31 goals last year, which was a second high in his career going back to 1920, 68 games, 36 goals. I'm going to take over on his goal total because Jonathan Marchessault is not going to be on that top line. I don't think Marchessault would have had another 40-goal year, but I think he would have had another year comfortably in the mid, possibly even the upper 30s, with many of those assists coming from one Jack Eichel. So less assist for Eichel, but more goals. So I'm going to go over 31 goals. But I'm going to go under on last year's assist total of 37 assists. Has Eichel ever had a season where he had more goals than assists as far as like when he played most of a season? Doesn't really look like it.
I believe so. No, I don't think so.
So I'm going to go slightly under. Here we go. Here's the prediction. Same number of goals and assists for Jack Eichel. There's the prediction. Same number, equal goals, equal assists. 33-33. 33-33.
So so we're way off. So you're saying 66 and a hook, and I say 77 and a half.
I'm factoring Marchessault. I'm factoring Marchessault into that. I mean, if they put Mark Stone on that top line, I don't know if that's the best option, but if Mark Stone goes on that top line, then slower. I could see.
Oof, they give up so much speed.
Marchessault is fast, but I don't know if he's like lightning speed, up and down fast. You know what I mean? And like you said with Mark Stone, he's the smartest player on the team. Him and Pietrangelo probably have the best hockey IQs on the team. So Stone can make up for a lot of the speed that Marchessault does not have with positioning, experience, and Stone can score a few goals and get some points as well. So 33-33. So we're going over on 63 games played. We're going over last year's goal total of 31. I'm going to say 33, but we're going under on the assist slightly down to 33. I'm simply factoring the loss of Marchessault in there.
Okay. I just think that for Eichel, I think his role changes, but what is that role going to be?
What could change? What's left? I mean, is he going to be back to scoring Eichel and, not cherry pick,
more aggressive.
Give up more of the defense?
I always say he needs to shoot more, but I'm saying he really does need to be more aggressive. And if he has that open shot in that circle on the left side, just shoot it anytime. I don't care. I don't care if there's people in front. I don't care what it's going to be. He's a sharpshooter. He's really good. That's his go-to shot. Just let it rip. Let it rip.
For sure. And maybe more the razzle-dazzle type of thing, right? More trying to beat players in one-on-one circumstances and things like that. I always joke about Eichel taking the puck along the boards, goes behind the net, all the way out to the blue line, still has the puck, nothing's open. He goes around and does it again. Maybe he can maybe cuts to the net one or two more times. Maybe in those circumstances, it might improve that goal total a little bit. That's somewhere Pavel Dorofeev, just kind of going off the grid for a second here. That's where Dorofeev just has that get to the net first mentality. Drive the net, find a way. If Dorofeev has the puck anywhere from really anywhere in the offensive zone, the first thing Dorofeev is thinking is finding a way to get to the front of the net or get the puck into the money zone, as I like to call it with my 10 and under youth hockey team in Henderson. Get the puck to that money zone, find a way to get into a high danger chance and see what happens. And Eichel is really good at creating time and space for the other players But like you said, and it's not about being more selfish and shooting more necessarily, but I think maybe not passing, no pun intended, not passing on what could eventually become a quality shot where Eichel might think he doesn't have a shot.
Yeah, they really do just need to play a little bit more aggressive this year, especially on the power play. I think that that's something that they really do need to uptick there this upcoming season.
Without March, that's a challenge, Tony. People keep talking about Allison and his one timer he has from the circle. So maybe Allison's the power play hero. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Okay, I have a line that I made up here. Will Eichel be the leading scorer for the Vegas Golden Knights this season? And I put yes at minus 145, no at plus 120. That's a wackadoo line there. But will he be the leading scorer for VGK this upcoming season?
I think the better way to ask that question, if it's not Eichel and not Stone, who would it be?
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. Like, he has to be the leading scorer.
I mean, or listen, if someone pops and has 40 goals and Eichel has 36, I'm okay with that. But I don't see. I'm trying to think where on this team. I mean, it's not going to be Hurdle. Not to shot him. It's not going to be Hurdle. He's not that guy. Dorofeev's got that scoring touch. Is he going to play 82 games and get into the 30 goal total? That would be really nice. Holtz, new guy. Olofsson, new guy. It's not Tanner Pearson. It's no one on the fourth line. Ain't Brett Howden, who we're going to talk about in the third segment. I mean, Barbashev isn't that guy either. So if Eichel doesn't lead this team in scoring, there's a big problem, Tony. But I think that's unless Eichel has like 34 goals and Mark Stone has like 36 goals, then it's fine. But who else is going to be in the mid to upper 20s after that? This is where, will Tomas Hertl ease the loss of Chandler Stevenson? We know he will on the power play, which is good. As far as 5-on-5 goes, will he? That's the bigger question here. But yeah, okay. Eichel should be a bigger. What was your line? Minus what for Eichel to lead the team in scoring?
Minus 145. And then
it's probably got. Honestly, if this is a real, it's probably closer to minus 210. But
it's okay.
It has to be.
It's a whack line. Okay. So Mark Stone. So it was hard for Dallas to beat us 4 out of 7. They had to go 7. It was unfortunate. It came down to a fluky bounce going off Alec Marty's skate perfectly in the corner, or else we could have been moving on. But that's hockey.
That's a BS statement. I'm sorry. That's a BS.
Come on.
He's not taking a shot at Martinez. He is. Coach Cass, Martinez is doing what?
It's his fault. So get him out of here. Ship him to Chicago.
Well, listen, Coach Cassidy wants the defense and the forwards blocking everything. All right. That is a very
need to talk about that parking lot.
Yeah, Coach Cassidy wants everything blocked. And I don't know if there's a way to find a stat line for goals that went in off of a defenseman, because that would be a real interesting stat to talk about.
Fluky bounce off of Marty skate. That's why they lost.
It's reality that there was a fluky bounce, but the reality also is
under the bus, he's gone, and that's just not fair. That's not fair.
How about March so missing an empty net? Like, if we're gonna, that was worse. Martinez it was a bad bounce.
He didn't pin it on him. Give him one more article.
They're both gone. Stone. They're both gone, Tony. So what does that tell you?
Isn't that crazy? Coming up next, we will go through the same exercise with Brett Howden. Stay with us right now. We'll do over-unders for Howden next on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Fridays are WTF Day. That's What the Friday. Almost slipped there. And then Saturdays, we've got the Chris and Chris Jr. Show that comes your way.
It's coming soon. We were talking about it. I think Chris wants to get closer to the preseason, but we had a conversation about it. He's excited.
Okay. Does this have to go to an arbiter? Does he have to go to arbitration?
I mean, that would be Amanda, the mother and the wife, and we'll see what she says.
Extra candy bars? What's he looking for?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll have to figure out. He likes swag. I think he wants swag.
Okay, we will talk right now about little Chris, though, wearing his Guardian cap. That was so cool. So they sent Guardian caps, sent you the cap, and you need to wear that on the show sometimes there to deflect. How did it turn out? How was it?
Let's go to the source.
Is he coming? Does he
He's
have
coming.
it on? Does he have it
I
on?
have it on.
Oh, okay.
All right.
No, we're
Chris,
just going to check. Yeah,
Tony has
go,
a
Chris.
question for you. Get close to the microphone. Come close so we can see your face. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
Hey, little Chris, you looked really cool there wearing your Guardian cap the other night. Are you going to continue to wear it? And what was the feedback? What did your teammates say about you being the most protected player on the ice?
Definitely got a lot of attention.
That's what we need.
I think I'm only gonna wear it during the practices, but I'm gonna try it at this game. If I don't really like it, I'll just wear it. I'll just wear it at the practices.
So, is it heavier? Why wouldn't you wear it all the time? It makes
I don't
you
really feel a difference.
There's no difference. Then wear it. Then wear it. You should wear it.
The only thing that I was wondering about is the ventilation. Does it, because obviously helmets have built-in, like football helmets, same thing. They have built-in ventilation and stuff like that. That was my only question. I did ask Chris about that. And Chris, you really didn't feel like you were any warmer or hotter or uncomfortable, right? Careful for the coffee, buddy.
That's awesome.
I was only a little hotter in the locker room, but once I was out in the rink, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, it's going to help you, man, especially on those celebrations. So on your cellies, we need more of those. Make sure your dad shoots some video of your celebrations.
Oh, we'll get video. Don't worry about that. I bought the package. I get all video from the games. I do video reviews and stuff, and we have conversations with the defense about the breakdowns and what happened. Oh, we have another visitor. We have DJ Alley this morning. We call her DJ Alley because she helps organize.
Where's she at?
Really fast.
Where's she at? She's hiding.
She's there. There we go.
Allie's a cheerleader.
Pregame parties and stuff. We have a good time. It's a family affair this morning.
She's a cheerleader now, right?
So really fast. Yes, hopefully she has her tryout on Thursday, but really fast here. We're off the rails and it's fine. So 2 mornings ago, Allie's got a sore throat. Okay. So we're talking in the morning. We're by the kitchen, and I look at her and say, "Allie, do me a favor. Make sure you hit the juice today. Get her throat feeling better and stuff like that." All of a sudden we hear, we look at Allie, she's like hitting the juice, like knocking on it. And then Amanda looks at her, "What are you doing? Daddy told me to hit the juice."
We like that. Allie, keep it up, man. I can't wait for your predictions this season. It's going to be fun.
Oh, Allie's the best. Yeah, Allie's going to do circles. Maybe we'll keep track of our locks of the night and actually track them this year.
We need to track them. She won hands down.
She had a one in the first 20 games because she picked the Golden Knights, and they were amazing early in the season.
Yeah, like they say to us, don't knock the show. Don't knock the show. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Brett Howden. Have a great day at school, kiddos. Brett Howden. When dad hits the juice, it's different. It's much different when dad hits the juice. Brett Howden, a career high.
Juice, you mean whiskey, right?
A career high with 72. You got it. A career high 72 games last year. I forgot that he played a career high 72 games.
Yep.
So I have this season total at 58 and a hook. It's going to go down, I believe, because all these interchangeable parts, perhaps. Who knows? I think his goals will finally reach. I don't think if he scored in double figures. 9.5 is the over/under. Assist 11 and a hook, and I'm going to go with 21.5 points as a total. But he is an important role player, if you will, for VGK. Very important, and important for him to continue to track on a higher level. If he can get 10 goals this year, they can get 10 goals out of him or more. I think it's a win-win for VGK.
Don't forget that in the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoff season, 10 points in 22 games on his own line with Mark Stone. So Howden does have the ability to make a difference as far as finding the score sheets. Every team needs 2 or 3 or even just one Brett Howden. Physical player, will be in the lineup every single night as long as he's healthy. There's not going to be too many healthy scratches, especially this season. Not going to be too many healthy scratches for Brett Howden. Career high, like you said, 72 games. And this is really a season where I think Brett Howden has a chance to kind of come into his own. We know Cassidy favors the vets. We know Cassidy favors the players who have been with the organization and definitely been on the ice when he's been out there. So Howden is going to have a comfortable place in this lineup. Tanner Pearson, Alex Holtz, or Victor Olofsson are not playing Brett Howden out of this lineup. The biggest question with Howden is he the fourth line center or is going to be the third line left winger, or how's this going to shake out? I don't think Nick Waugh gets moved off that fourth line, not at least early in the season. If Howden does go on the fourth line as a center, that could impact his scoring, obviously. But if he lines up alongside William Karlsson most of the season, or even up on that second line with Mark Stone, which has been a comfortable place for Brett Howden for the last few seasons, that obviously would help. So over-unders last year totals, I'm going to take over 72 games. Been very reliable, should not be an issue this year, should be pretty healthy. I'll take over 72 games. I will take over on both. We're going to have it's going to be a good year for Howden. We're going to go over 8. We're going to go over 11 assists. Let's go 24 points, 10 and 14. Let's do it like that. Let's go 10 goals, 14 assists, and 76 games. How's that?
Because we have no content to share with you today, let's play VGK trivia. Who scored the last goal for VGK? Brett Howden. I'm going to have to put
he scored he scored that Game 7 goal?
Game 7 goal. That was him. Game 7. He scored the only goal.
That's right. It was a 2-on-1. It was a beautiful. Who made the pass on that? That I honestly don't remember. It was a beautiful pass.
I can't recall yesterday, other than Locked On Cougs.
You can't recall last hour. You were sleeping an hour ago. You just rolled out of bed
an hour ago. My bad today. I left Vegas Vic hanging and the fam. He played in all 7 playoff games.
Howden, like I said, Howden, you need
sneaky good.
It's not the sexiest player on the team. He's gonna annoy you at times, and he's gonna annoy the other team a heck of a lot more. I mean, we're talking about physicality, and Howden definitely, again, the board battles, winning races to the puck. He can be that guy, and he is that guy. Not a skill guy. You know, the thing is with Brett Howden, this is why Brett Howden and Paul Cotter are going to be significantly different. Brett Howden is not going to be out there dangling the puck between his legs, trying to just beat these opponents one-on-one. Brett Howden knows his identity, Tony. Back to segment number 1. Howden knows that he's a hard-nosed forward who's hopefully going to be difficult to play against. He's going to win his races, going to win his board battles. And when he's in danger, he's going to make a pass or get the puck in the corner and then go fishing and grind. Paul Cotter, I think, and again, Paul Cotter has faith in his game. Good for him. But Cotter definitely tries very hard to make things happen in a one-on-one basis. It worked really well that one time against the Flyers. What a goal. Probably was a top 10er on SportsCenter that night. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
That's what put him in the Peyton Krebs category of, being valuable to be traded.
But the issue is with Paul Cotter, he tried it every game for the rest of the season. Not every game, but, so that's the thing. So Howden going to have a good, comfortable role with the Golden Knights this year. I think he's in the circle of trust with Cassidy, and we'll see how many other players can play. I mean, how 350, 26 years old, 350 games played.
Durability.
I also think this is a contract year for Brett Howden, so we will see. So.
But you know what? Today
plays in as well.
Today I might have to trade him on Puck GM. I just want some ink out there.
You just want to have a little fun there. You want to see if you can make that not light websites. Yeah, 1.9 final season UFA next year for Howden. I think Howden's going to try and get some of that Stanley Cup money.
Oh, pay the man.
Here we go. How about parking lot? UFAs are Howden, Kolesar, Olofsson, Theodore, McNabb. What if we set like over-unders for their next contracts, or what we think their market values are?
Okay, we can do that.
That's a good parking lot. Add in, obviously, Aiden Hill and Samsonov, too.
Oh, boy.
Over-unders, next contracts for UFAs. Just write it down like that.
We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. Of course, thanks for helping us there, Chris, with our next show. The topics, put it on the napkin in the parking lot. This is
actually good planning for us 24 hours in advance. That's pretty good, actually.
It's pretty good. I'll try not
Normally
to
the text comes at 10:30 at night. What are we talking about, bro? I don't know. I'll wake up and see the text and we'll get through it.
I like when Chris nixes I'll have a topic. No, just no. We're not talking about that.
You want to talk about Shea Theodore next year?
You throw me under the bus like Mark Stone threw Marty under the bus. He
Can we
threw
talk about
Marty.
Shea Theodore tomorrow a little bit more? I know
Listen,
you
I
love
think
talking
we
about
need
Shea
more.
Theodore. You love
Oh, no,
talking
we
about
will.
Theodore.
We will talk about Theodore. Why? Because I believe today the top 20 defenseman, Shea Theodore was ranked 20th. So NHL Network last year he was 20th. Let's see where he's at. I say he
Just
might
like
not show up.
Eichel last week with the centers are doing defense
Yes.
now. Cool. Okay.
Thanks for helping me there, dude.
Two segments.
Two segments. Segment 3, we'll get Chris and Allie back on to provide some good comedy. They're great. Thanks so much for tuning in, especially the everydayers, especially our folks abroad, not even here in the States.
Oh,
Thank you
UK, who I forgot the name, but that was very nice yesterday or 2 days ago.
so nice watching us, man, there in the UK. Thank you very much. We'll get his name and his tag for WTF because we need to throw that out there. And for my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco. You have a great day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please take care of your voice.